Hello, my name is Ronald Schindler and I am with VSG Commerce. Today I want to accomplish two things. The first is to introduce you to VSG Commerce, and the second is to show you our internal implementation of our B2B store built on Sitecore Commerce. VSG Commerce is an implementation company that has been around for over 10 years doing both commerce and content site implementations. VSG Commerce breaks itself into 4 different organizations. The first is digital, which is our creative team. The next is consulting, which provides project management and business consulting. We then have implementation, under which we have development and automated testing. And lastly, we have managed services, which provides post-production support and monitoring for your site. Our store is called VSG Foods. This is our B2B starter store. Now the catalog could be whichever products you want. We chose food as we have a customer in the food industry and also have a number of current prospects in this industry as well. So some of the features we'll be looking at today are listed on the left side of the slide, which we will review in the demonstration. The demonstration will follow this path. We'll do a quick site overview. We'll do a comparison of features between multiple customers to show basic B2B requirements such as customer-specific product catalogs and pricing. We will then cover a basic purchase process where we will review quick order and checkout. And lastly, we will review the customer profile and the features available to a customer using the site. So let's get started. Welcome to VSG Foods, our B2B starter store. This is the storefront that an anonymous user would see. Now, not all B2B companies need a storefront for an anonymous user. Some just have a login for folks to log into. We decided to start with an anonymous storefront. As you'll notice, the hero image up here will be personalized as we go through the demonstration. We also have some featured products, and in keeping with the history of Sitecore, we have some content down here in the form of articles. And these articles can be associated with other articles or other products. That way they can appear with the appropriate content. So let's go back home and let's log in. I'm going to log in as a user from VSG Commerce. And as soon as I log in, you'll notice that we have personalized the actual banner image, as I said. And I am with VSG Commerce, and it shows my logo up here to help me, know who I'm logged in as. I'm in as an administrator. Obviously, this could be someone's name, but I just have it marked as admin for today. And I also have a certain number of products. I can do searching. Again, rest of the home page pretty much stays the same. But let's take a look at how this compares when we have 2 different users from 2 different companies. So I have another user that I went ahead and logged in as here. And what we'll see here is on the left we have our VSG Commerce user that we logged in as, and on the right here we actually have a user from New Foods LLC. And the New Foods LLC also has a little orange slice for their logo, so we picked that up and put that at the top of the page. You'll also notice that we made a little change here. Featured products show up first for the VSG user, and from here we basically pulled in the content articles first. So we just did a minor adjustment just to show that we can make some changes to the pages here. Now, some of the basics that you require in B2B commerce are different catalogs. So we'll take a look here on the left, and you'll notice that the VSG Commerce user has 7 different categories of products that he can go ahead and shop from. On the right here, we'll notice that the one from New Foods LLC has much less, and they only have 4 different categories. So that's one basic item that you have to provide in B2B. Another is also differences in pricing. So let's do a little search here for milk, and we'll do the same here for this user. And you'll notice that it comes back, and the type ahead works very well. We actually get categories as well as product suggestions. If we had articles that also had milk in them, those articles would have come back as well. But I want you to notice here we have the Carnation sweetened condensed milk is $2.19 for the VSG Commerce user. Over here it's $10.99 for the New Foods LLC user. So what we've done now is we have separate catalogs that belong to each of the different companies, along with company-specific pricing. So these are a couple of the basics that we have to go ahead and have when we're doing B2B commerce. Let's go ahead and let's continue the shopping experience though. So one thing we could do is we could go into any category, select products like we were looking at, and add them one by one to the cart. But in B2B, most folks want to do things quickly. They want to be able to get in and they know the products that they want because they have to order them again and again. And the idea is, how do we make this quick? So what we did is we actually set up the type ahead to pick up product SKU or SKU IDs for each of the products here. So when I type in an item number, it just brings back those products that are matching that SKU ID, and I can select those. But we also said, well, sometimes folks want to go ahead and actually do an import. So I actually have my little VSG import file here, and that file then can actually be uploaded, and you'll see the products have shown up, and here's the actual file that I used, and it matches all very well right here. And once I'm done with that, I can then go ahead and add those products to the cart. Now, one of the things that happens sometimes when folks upload is you have to find an elegant way of handling something. In this case, I'm out of stock. It could have also been an errant number, right? Sometimes people will put a bad number thinking that's the proper SKU, or maybe it's just a typo. How do you handle that? And right here's one way in which we handle it. We just throw a quick message letting them know it's out of stock. And once we're done with that, we can remove it, and then it'll add it to the cart for us. Now I'm up here and I have my products added to the cart. It's a nice little mini cart, keeps me in context. If I want to go back to shopping, I can. But let's go ahead and let's complete the checkout process here. When I come into the full cart, and you'll see where I can update quantities if I want. I can remove a product. I can also move it to a project list, and a project list would be a series of products that I would have in a list that I could go ahead and then call upon that list to go back into a cart, and I could make a decision on when I wanted that to happen. We could also set up scheduled orders, which we can look at here in a little bit as well. I'm just going to go ahead and check out at this point. Now you'll notice we have a single page checkout, again keeping it easy. We have shipping information, and all B2B customers usually have multiple ship to locations, so we give them an option of which ones they can select from. They can use that address, and they can pick some type of a shipping method. Again, shipping methods would be specific to your company. Any sort of shipping instructions or pickup instructions. And then there's billing information. Some B2B customers like to use credit cards or PayPal or various payment methods. We have implemented many different payment methods. The one that's most common though in a B2B is an on-account payment method, where we can enter in some sort of a PO number. And we can put in any additional notes. We can also change the billing address if we want. Again, it could be the same as the shipping address or different. We'll use this payment. And then you'll notice we can schedule this order. So the idea of scheduling the order is we could have the order go on a monthly basis. It could be bi-weekly or weekly that we wanted this order to occur. Right now we'll just submit it. And now we have our order confirmation, and an email will be sent out letting me know that I've made this purchase. And there's my order confirmation. I can print it or keep it. So that's very much how we go through the entire experience of shopping. Very simple to use with a quick order page. Type ahead's all fully functional. Very easy to use. So the next thing I said we would cover is the My Account page. So let's go ahead and check out the My Account page. So here on the My Profile page, the user has the option of changing their name, updating their current password if they want. They can just change certain information. Now we can add additional fields as part of their profile that you may want them to have access to, and that we could give them the ability to change them. Again, this is a design decision that you would have to make when we implemented the site. One of the things that always happens though in B2B is that we have to manage our address book. So when we looked at all of the multiple addresses before, we'll see that this is where they manage them from an administrative perspective. If, as the administrator, I can add or remove addresses for billing and shipping. and you'll see here where we mark them preferred billing and preferred shipping. I also have my orders, and my orders can come back and I can search for them in a variety of ways. You'll notice I can search for them by order number, I can search for them by total, I can even search for them by a date if I wanted to, or the status of an order. So we can go ahead and actually get those particular orders, and you'll see everyone here has a pending on it. So the idea is that we can easily come in, find the orders, and reorder if we want to. You'll also see where we have the ability to do approvals and rejections, so the idea of having orders that require approval at a certain dollar threshold also exists in the system. We have quoting, as I mentioned, with a project list, and the last thing I'll touch upon here under the My Account area is the users. So one of the things that happens within organizations is VSG Foods does not necessarily know every user within VSG Commerce, or any other company for that matter. So what we want to do is provide them with some self-service. So here we've gone ahead and we actually allow them to manage their own users. They can add and remove users, they can choose which categories they have access to, and take them out of the system when they go ahead and leave the company or mark them inactive. So again, this type of self-service just makes it easier for the customers to work with the VSG Foods Starter Store. So I think we pretty much covered all the items we had on our agenda today. Here's a list of the things that I said we would mention: custom catalogs, price lists, personal homepage, etc. So all these things are included. I do want everyone to be aware, though, that VSG Commerce does not just do B2B commerce. We also do B2C commerce, and we have another starter store out there called Canopy. Again, we built it around apparel, but it includes all the things listed on the left. And lastly, my name is Ronald Schindler. I'd like to thank you for joining me today. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Thank you.